Alright, this is Noah with World of Play Games.
And I'm Patrick.
And today we are going to be looking at Munchkin Bites. In case you missed our previous review of Munchkin, it's basically the same game. So if you've played Munchkin and you hate it, or if you like it, then you'll know exactly what to expect out of Munchkin Bites. Just like Munchkin, you got your door cards and you got your treasure cards, and basically you're trying to fight monsters, gain items, and get up to level 10.
And stab your buddy in the back in the process.
Yes, it even says that on the box. Basically, as it says, kill the monsters, steal the treasure, and unlike Munchkin, you're not stabbing your buddy, you're biting them. Basically, it's just Munchkin with a vampire theme. Vampires, werewolves, that sort of thing, but
it seemed appropriate to play this one since Halloween's coming up.
Yes, with Halloween coming up, we wanted to review some horror type things. Munchkin is really more of a humor game, and really it relies completely on the humor to get the job done, because if you don't have a sense of humor,
you can stop playing now.
Yeah, you're not going to enjoy Munchkin Bites or any of the Munchkin games at all. The game is really not serious. As you can see, all of the artwork, if you're not familiar with Munchkin, it's all completely ridiculous. And see, like some of the items, like Evil Eyeshadow or the Ankh of Angst. The game stabs a lot of fun at the emo culture, along with horror movies and stuff like that.
So as you can see from the cards all spread out everywhere, we're about halfway through a game. Currently Noah's up to level 5 and I'm at level 6, and I'm sure that'll change the first time I have to roll a die.
The only problem really with Munchkin, like we said, it's all about having a sense of humor. The one big problem is if you're serious, and I love abstract games, I love pure strategy games. There's no strategy involved with Munchkin that'll work. It's luck of the draw. Sometimes you'll be a level 1 character and you'll draw a level 20 monster that you just cannot kill. Sometimes you'll just die randomly because you draw a monster that's way too strong, or you think you might kill a monster and then your person across the table plays a bunch of cards that makes it so you can't do anything. The game's all about screwing over your opponent. Anytime, there are different bonuses, pluses and minuses, so Patrick over here may put something on himself that lets him just barely scrape by and kill a monster, and then I come by and make the monster 10 times stronger, and Patrick dies. And so it can be frustrating because sometimes the game can go for like an hour, sometimes the game can go for like 3 hours. Sometimes you just need to kill that one more monster to get to level 10, and the game just keeps on going and going.
Anyway, the box says for 3 to 6 players, 2 can play, but more is better.
Yeah, and it really is better with more people. Again, it's all about screwing your buddy over. So if it's just 2 people, it's just you're constantly putting down every card you have to negate what the other person's got. Right. Other times, say me, Patrick, and his wife are playing, we could gang up on your wife. Or, if your wife's been nice to you lately, or if I've been annoying you at work, everybody can gang up on me. Anything like that. It's really, the more people you've got and the more they get into the theme, if people start talking with weird vampire accents and really getting into it, it can be a lot of fun. Then again, because it's luck of the draw, it can be very annoying.
Yes, it's about a lot of player interaction. The more players you have, the more chance there is to interact and do things to each other and with each other and help each other out, because that's part of it, is asking for help or bribing other people to not help someone else. When there's only 2 of us, it's either you help them or you don't. You don't have anybody else to worry about.
I have a couple gripes. One is that I absolutely hate when you open a box and this is all you see. As you can see, the decks of cards are actually pretty big, and we've got lots of them dealt out to ourselves. So when you put all the cards in that box and you stick it in the back of your car or wherever, you drive over a bump, and then when you get to where you're going, you open the box up and the cards are just all over the place. And because they got to be separated into their decks, you spend the first 5-10 minutes separating the decks out. Also, as you'll notice, the decks are very large. We've actually got the first of several expansions in. So the problem gets worse and worse as you add more. You can actually combine Munchkin Bites with regular Munchkin or Star Munchkin or Munchkin Foo, and then all of those have dozens of expansions. So if you were to combine all of them, the deck of cards would be so huge, you couldn't shuffle it, first of all.
Yeah.
You'd basically just have to throw them in the air and sort them out.
The box says 3 to 6, and that's just for this. You add another expansion, that adds, I don't know, 2 or 3 more players at least.
Yeah, you could easily add more and more players. The other gripe I have about the game, I hate when you open up a game and you find that you need to add some of your own stuff to play. The point of the game is to get to level 10. However, nothing was included to keep track of what level you are. You can use a piece of paper. It suggests getting pennies. As you can see, I've got pennies. I mean, imagine if you opened up Monopoly and it said, well, we didn't actually include any money, but you can just take a piece of paper and keep track of it all yourself. And they do sell the 10-sided dice, which is used to keep track of levels, but come on. It couldn't have cost them that much more to put it in the box. And with all the expansions that Steve Jackson Games is coming out with, I'm sure they could afford to put at least 2 10-sided dice, and then maybe an extra one in every expansion, so that way by the time you have enough to play with 18 players, you've got 18 dice. But that's just a little gripe. It's really not that big of a deal. I've always got loose change, so I can just use pennies and quarters and get over myself. So Patrick, what would you say your final conclusion on Munchkin Bites is?
It's a good game, and I wish I had more friends to play it with.
I would say it's not big on strategy, so if you just want to play a game and strategize and win, it's just going to annoy you when you're stuck at level 1 and all of your buddies around you are about to hit level 10, and all you can get are cards to stop them but nothing to help yourself.
Which happened to me the last game.
It's all luck of the draw. If you're fine with that, if you don't like having random victories but just hanging around having fun, Munchkin and Munchkin Bites is plenty of fun. But you got to be in the right mood.